My name is Jenny, and I'm a wife and mom raising 2 kids. But I used to live a more glamorous life as a TV reporter. I was on the nightly news interviewing pop stars and politicians. So when I said goodbye to TV and hello to motherhood, I suddenly discovered what we moms are up against. We live in a world that tells us to be rich and famous, thin and successful. You know, almost nobody says, "Oh, hey, you're a mom? That is fabulous." But you are fabulous, and I'm here to tell you why.
It's the ChannelMom Show, celebrating you with Jenny Dean Schmidt.
Brought to you by the Healthy Marriage Project. Just click on one of their ads to find out about a healthy relationship workshop near you.
Sometimes our society honors a lot of things, the rich and the famous and big houses and big cars and a certain kind of lifestyle. And I feel like sometimes moms get lost in the mix and no one's telling them, hey, you're doing one of the most important jobs in our country. And without you, we would not have a country anymore. So if you're having a bad day as a mom, if you had a bad day yesterday, I'm here to tell you that what you do is so important. Hang in there. Don't give up. It does matter what you're doing, even if nobody's applauding you for it. I'm applauding you for it. So that's
Yay,
it's me applauding. Yeah, exactly. If one of your kids is sick or simply acting out, you would probably like to know that help is just a click away. It's called the Parenting Channel. I love this thing. It's a brand new concept, and it's just go to it, click, and particularly in some kind of more medicinal areas and things like childbirth and some of the stuff, the biggest issues with babies, they really focus on this, and I love it. It's brand new. It's just launching. And a Colorado mom is behind this new website for parents. She happens to be a mom who has won numerous awards as a TV journalist, both Emmys and Murrows, if you know what the Edward R. Murrow Awards are. She's won a ton of them. Roma Almec has been, very prolific in her journalism career, and she's been featured on CNN. Roma is with us today to tell us about her latest endeavor. As I said, the Parenting Channel, theparentingchannel.com, and we're going to learn all about it and how it can help you. Welcome to the show, Roma.
Good morning. How are you, Jenny?
I'm so good, and I'm so glad to have you. Roma and I are friends, so it's just neat to have her on the show.
It is, and your show is so wonderful. And it's interesting because you were talking about, how moms can get so discouraged because sometimes you feel like you're in your own little world. And I've done both. Where I've gone off to work and have had help. It's almost easier when you're out working in the workforce getting help versus when you're staying home because sometimes you feel so isolated. Yeah. So I've done both, and it's tough. And that's kind of how this whole concept came about. Is when my kids were little. I was off working and we had a nanny come in, and I'm very visual because of just years in the video news business, and we had this just wonderful nanny, and she started giving me just like little tips on things like how to stave off tantrums and things like that. And I thought, I don't see anything out there except for books that can help parents with these kind of problems. Yeah. So, we started out doing a video on tantrums and how to stop them. And we brought in the nanny, and we brought in a psychotherapist to talk about why kids throw tantrums at around age 2 and what are some ways you can stop it. And these tips really, really work. So we started developing all these videos, and it's kind of like a video version of what to expect from pregnancy to birth and beyond. Yeah. And like I said, there's a lot of books out there, but there's just not a lot of videos out there that have a lot of experts in them that can just, be 3 to 5 minutes. You can watch on your iPhone or watch online and, get the answers you need.
Absolutely. I love it. And let me just briefly say before we continue more on the Parenting Channel, because you got some really neat videos that I want moms to hear about that I think some of them are really going to be interested in and want to go quickly and look at them. Yeah. You know what I love about your bio, Roma, is that you say, you've got all these awards. You've been a journalist for many years and been very productive and received accolades and so on. But you say your greatest accomplishment in life is raising your 4-year-old. Well, they're not 4 years old anymore, are they? Yeah. You're twins.
Yeah, absolutely. They are amazing, and it's a challenge every day. Just that's the part I think for working parents. So for all the parents that are working out there, you sometimes feel like it's going by so fast, and you're missing out on it. Yeah, and then when you're at home, you sometimes feel like you're missing out on it too, because you're just so busy just taking care of the day.
Yeah.
So the whole purpose is to find like little tips to make things easier for you, at home. So that's kind of where the whole concept came about.
Absolutely. And you're a TV journalist, you're doing videos, you're doing these helpful things, and you think, I'm going to throw these online, and this is how the concept began to come about the parenting channel, I believe.
We started out just putting some videos up, and got busy with other projects, kind of walked away and came back, and our video on YouTube on water birth had like almost 500,000 hits, and we're like, oh my gosh, and it just exploded. In between, we've got 2 YouTube channels, and between those 2, I think right now we're up to probably 1.5 million video views. And so now we're doing it backwards. Usually people create the website first, and then they add the videos to it. We started with the videos on YouTube. That started exploding, and then we're working back now creating the website. So the website is really in its infancy stages, but it's going to link you to all the videos on there. So
yeah, it's almost like you got to do your market research before you even launched anything. And here's the thing. This is the thing that I've been trying to tell people forever, that moms matter. Moms are an incredible market, and they're hungry for information. They all want to be good at what they do, so they're hungry for information. So you just tapped into that. They wanted to do the water birth. They wanted to do the better thing. They wanted to figure out how to get their kids to stop throwing tantrums. And you tapped into that. They were interested. You got 500,000 views, and there you go. So tell moms what they're going to get from the parenting channel. I know you're kind of in the beta stage. You're just now launching. Tell moms what they can go and get there.
Sure. Well, and it's funny because what we realized, too, is we started looking at some of the analytics on YouTube, and we had a lot of dads viewing in, too, realizing that dads are just as active now and involved, and I think afraid of things like pregnancy and birth. So you've got these dads happening too, and trying to kind of figure out, and then you got a lot of stay-at-home dads. So there's some other websites out there that are strictly for moms that create these environment that, come on moms, you can tap in. So we're opening up the parentingchannel.com. We're setting up blogs and communities. So if anybody's interested in basically hosting a community or being involved with a blog, we're going to have it for moms. We're going to have it for dads, grandparents. Grandparents, I don't remember the percentage, but grandparents are really active in raising their kids.
Yes, they are.
Too, and they feel like they don't have a voice. And dad's kind of the same way, too. They're looking for answers as well, because all the things that, maybe didn't used to pertain years and years, and I'm talking about decades ago, now dads are stepping in and taking care of the kids. And they're not wired the same way moms are, is what most dads are telling me. So they're needing some solutions, too. We have like a series on, daddy frustration, and this one dad is staying home and with his kids, and he would just yell all the time because he just felt like he couldn't manage it all. So we've got a community set up on our website, which we're going to open up for grandparents so they can talk with each other and help each other out. Community set up for dads so they can talk to each other as well, and for moms, for young moms, for stay-at-home moms, for working moms. We want to make sure that parenting kind of these days involves everybody.
Yeah.
So the whole purpose is just to give everybody some help, and it's really that simple. Just kind of, we're all here to help each other out.
Absolutely. And you and I both believe, in family. We think it's paramount. We think it's the thing that makes this nation work, and so we're both focusing on that. So you have kindly invited me to be part of the parenting channel, and I'm excited about that.
Yes, we put you on there. You're featured right now on our front page at www.theparentingchannel.com, and you're going to be one of our featured bloggers. And so people, if they want to come and interact with you, we can set up a thread for that as well. But what it's going to do is we're going to profile a lot of your blogs, a lot of your shows, so people can find it on the parentingchannel.com and then find their way to you that way as well. So it's kind of gives you another voice too.
Yeah, and I'm excited. Partly because I love what you guys are doing. I'm not going to compete in an arena with people that I believe in, and that we both want to do the same thing. We want to help families. We want to help moms and dads. We want to help children. And so, you know what? There's power in getting together and doing this thing together. So I'm blessed to be able to be working with Roma and the Parenting Channel, and I'm going to be promoting them too on ChannelMom because there's some holes that we can't fill. I'm hopefully going to fill a few holes for them, and they're going to fill a bunch of holes for me. So we're going to work together. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, hopefully I don't put you on the spot, but we'd love you to do a whole bunch of blogs and even get involved in some, once we get that whole thread. I mean, it's set up, but where maybe if you have an area on your show that you're talking about and you want to interact with some of your viewers on a community thread, we could post a question up on there, and folks can get involved that way, and you can kind of tap into that as well.
I love it. And I applaud you. I applaud you. Sometimes I get concerned in this world that we're thinking so much more about the economy and the car that we're driving and the house that we forget that the thing that makes it all, when we're on our deathbed, we're going to care about our families. And so you're promoting good family, and I applaud you for that. So am I, and that's why we're working together. You know what, Roma, just tell me why you have a passion for this. What's your modern day view of the family and how it's doing?
Well, I just, like I said, I feel like we are so overwhelmed anymore, and I don't know if it's just, part of it, as you mentioned, the economy, or if it's just the way that we've all everyone is just in a hurry. We're on, we're tapped in, we're to our, mobile devices. We're always on the go. And one of our groups that we have teamed up with is the University of Colorado Hospital, so we get to use all of their midwifery program, their depression program. We have a feature on perinatal depression. It's depression during pregnancy, tapping into all these things. And then their head of pediatrics over there, Dr. Robarts, he has done a book called No Regrets Parenting, and it's interesting because we have a series on him where he talks about no regrets parenting, and he's giving these are simple solutions. So say you're a parent, though you just don't have a lot of time, he's saying there's certain ways to take the time that you do have while you're in the car. For example, he calls it unplugged time. So if you look at people, you're driving down the street and you see all these cars, everybody's, the kids in the back seat are watching videos or they're texting, the parents are, on the phone. And so what he says is when you get in the car, there's certain ways to make your family time much better without really making huge drastic differences to your lifestyle. So he says when you're in the car, say, okay, everybody unplug. Everybody puts the phone down. Everybody puts the movies down. And that's the time we start asking about the day. And that's the time where you might have 20 to 30 minutes where you can have some really, really good family time. So he comes up with these really interesting, simple ideas for everybody who's so busy and we feel like we don't have enough time to really be with our kids. Yeah. There's ways you can kind of sneak in that time, and it's just these little simple steps. So we've got a series on that as well, and like I said, just the way that everybody's so busy now, finding something like that to help you through.
Yeah, I mean, I applaud that. That's wonderful. I'm glad you have it. I know you have some medicinal stuff on there. You have a doctor who blogs as well. And you know what? Here's my thing about what you're saying, the unplugged. I have a feeling we don't look at each other anymore. No. I see all these people communicating without looking at each other, without looking at their children in the eye. And I don't want people to have regrets when those babies leave when they're 18 years old. So that is wonderful that you've got that advice on there because we do all need to unplug. And that's awesome. That's awesome.
He says that it's interesting because he says, the days are long, but the years are short. And one day you'll wake up and your kids are going off to college and you're like, okay, what are the memories that my kids and I are going to have together? And if you're so busy and you're, again, we plugged in time and unplugged time. So we've done that with our family. We've created okay, kids, you're going to have an hour of plugged in time. That can be TV, that can be playing, one of your little videos or whatever. And then you unplug. He also has what's called the flashlight rule, or where if you're a parent and you have some work to do around the house, it might take longer if you take your kid with you to do it, like fix something in the car, or go mow the lawn or whatever. But, they have to unplug off of Facebook or TV. If they're not doing anything that's like homework, you take them with you, and those are going to be some of the biggest memories because you're teaching them important things, the things that I think, our parents before us always had because they didn't have so much TV and so much computer times. But you take those times where you just, you take the flashlight out and you go look under the hood of the car and you explain things to them, and it's going to take you a little longer, but it's going to create these memories that you're going to look back on, and your kids are going to be like, oh, I remember when my dad used to take me and show me how to work on the engine in the car, or we would sweep out the garage, and the kids might go, fighting and screaming at first, but in the long run, he says it's going to really create character and development in your children.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't take extra time. You're doing it anyways.
Yeah, I love it. And I used to do that with my dad. I would go under the hood of the car. And we are supposed to be mentoring these people. That's why we're parents. So I love it. And Roma, you're a blessing. I'm so glad to be working with the Parenting Channel. I urge people
people to go to theparentingchannel.com. It's a wonderful resource, and we wish you well as you launch this thing. So thanks so much for being on the Channel Mom Show.
We're so glad you're a part of it, too, and there's going to be so much more to come. So thank you so much.
All right. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, Roma.
Thank you.